As consumers increasingly prioritise speed over cost, how do global manufacturers address changing market demands? Is it time to move production from Asia back to local markets? And will 3D printing revolutionise traditional production and global supply chains? To discuss this, we're joined in the studio by Andrew Lahy, Head of the Research and Innovation Centre at Panalpina, one of the world's leading providers of supply chain solutions. I'm Angela Corp. Welcome to the Business Debate. Andrew, welcome to the London Stock Exchange studios.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be here.
Now, over the last 20 years, there's been a major shift in manufacturing to countries like China, where almost half the world's goods are produced. But some companies are now looking to move production back to Western markets. Why is that?
There are really two reasons that our customers are telling us. The first one is around speed to market. And what we are finding now is that customers increasingly value speed over cost. And if you think that 2 or 3 different companies are competing for the same business, it's often the company that can deliver fastest that will win the sale. So that's one driver, is speed to market. The second element is around this demand for personalisation. We as customers now demand personalised products. Our mobile phones or our tablets, they're personalised through the software that we can download and the apps that we can download. But increasingly we want personalised hardware. And with technologies such as 3D printing, for example, it's possible for manufacturers to provide mass personalised products on a global scale.
Moving production back to countries with higher labour costs, though, obviously increases overall manufacturing costs. So how do the figures stack up for businesses?
Well, labour costs are just one part of the equation. And really what we consider is the total supply chain costs over the complete product life cycle of the product. And that means considering the costs from sourcing to disposal. And especially that final element, the disposal element. In today's circular supply chains, that's actually a very important element. Customers are increasingly looking for products that can be repaired, that can be recycled, or that can be remanufactured. So when you look at those 3 elements overall, the costs of labour for the manufacturing are comparatively small. The second element is around, it's not just about cost, it's about profit. So if those manufacturers need to make the sale, they need to be close to their customers. So this means that to make the sale and make the profit, they've got to place their manufacturing close to where the demand is.
5 years ago, President Barack Obama said that 3D printing has the potential to revolutionise the way we make almost everything. Is it really ready in 2017 to compete with traditional factories?
When we started to look at this around 5 years ago, and we've been doing a lot of research on 3D printing with Cardiff Business School, we weren't sure how this was going to impact manufacturing or global supply chains. But what we've seen over the last few years is 2 radical advancements. So one is in the technology itself. So now it's possible to 3D print almost anything. Metal, ceramics, plastics, all is possible to print using 3D printing. The second element we've seen is the increase in makerspace and the way that people are designing products. Designers are looking at products with a completely different perspective and designing them with 3D printing in mind. So what we're seeing now is this convergence of rapid advancements of the technology and new design thinking that's allowing designers and manufacturers completely rethink how they make products and how they distribute them around the world.
So how long will it be before 3D printing plays a bigger role, not just in the way products are made, but how they're distributed around the globe?
Well, what we see is that that's already happening today. And if you look at a lot of the products around us today, 3D printing is probably used already in the design or the prototyping of those products. But increasingly it will start to impact not just the design and the prototyping, but actually the finished products itself.
So with such enormous change in the air, how does the supply chain industry prepare for it?
Well, at Panalpina, we've already started to prepare for these changes. We've opened manufacturing centres around the world, close to local demand. We've invested in 3D printing, we've invested in e-com platforms, and we've also invested in repair and remanufacturing centres also around the world. Over the last couple of years, we've also been looking at ways that we can help customers predict where this demand will be based on the product life cycle. So that's what we've already done today. And really for us now, we're looking at what the next technologies and the next changes will be. And I think for us, we see massive developments in, for example, blockchain, and also cognitive supply chain, learning supply chains essentially. So although we've adapted already to some of these changes, we see even bigger changes ahead.
Interesting times ahead. Andrew, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
And join us next time on the Business Debate when we'll be discussing innovations in cloud and human capital. Until then, goodbye.